This is when Bungie ruled the world, man. Think about those Halo 2 and Halo 3 like releases. And I mean Bungie ruled the world. They could do no wrong.
At that point, they couldn't. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like when this, at the height, Halo 2 and obviously Halo 3, because I think Halo 3 was the largest multimedia launch ever at that time. I mean, Bungie was king of the world.
360, right?
Yes, yeah. Halo 3 was 360.
360.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to actually get that because I didn't have the 360 yet. So I had to play with some other people.
They made the Master Chief 360, and a buddy of mine had he worked at Best Buy at the time, and I haven't seen this guy in years, but he worked at Best Buy at the time, and he had a 360, and he had bought the extended warranty, so he took it into Best Buy and said it was broken when there was nothing wrong with it, and they let him exchange it for the Halo 1 Xbox 360, and he rubbed it in all of our faces, and I was so jealous,
That's
so jealous. I was.
Awesome.
I was pretty newly married. We hadn't been married very long, but I didn't have money to go out and buy a new Xbox 360.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I would have in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I was married at the time myself. Hey, just in time. She's here.
There she is. Look at that.
Here.
I did.
Look at that.
I did.
It's not Sonic's fault though, right?
No, it was. It
wasn't. Our sponsor can do no wrong. So
yeah, they could do no wrong. It was that they just said the app was messing up today, so that was why.
They were searching for straws, is what they were doing.
Yeah, they were. See, the new straw now at ours is this bendy straw. I like it.
They didn't have any at the one that I went to.
Oh no!
Or is there a straw shortage now? Is that where we're at?
There's been one.
It's getting ridiculous. Yeah.
What is there not a shortage of? So.
Condoms.
Yeah. There's no shortage of your opinion.
There's never going to be a shortage of that. Today is Natalie Portman Day in honor of us three on the podcast.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave. I got better things to do with my life.
Bonnie down here has finally admitted what a huge Natalie Portman fan she is. So we figured we would just have a celebration of her career.
Not even close.
We'll just go through each one of her films,
No, not even close.
I was really hoping it was going to be just me and you, so we could show clips from our favorite movies. So we could have a 1 hour Natalie Portman love fest.
I will say that one of my favorite movies is V for Vendetta.
That's really good.
I did like that one with her.
Really good.
And really Where the Heart Is.
Yeah, see, now I've seen it a bunch because my wife is a big fan, but that's not my when I think Natalie Portman, I don't think that. Now is the movie on the left? Is that her first one?
Yeah, it's
The
not
Professional.
I call it The Professional.
The Professional. Yeah. That's with that one French guy who I think he got Me Too. I don't remember his name.
He got Me Too.
I think there was some controversy with him recently, but
I don't remember.
But the movie itself, dude, is so good.
It's
so good. She wants to be a professional, or she wants to be an assassin. So she meets up with this professional assassin, and she becomes his helper.
I'm already bored.
No, it's so good.
Already bored.
It's a movie from the 90s, so she's young.
There's
she's
so many better movies from the 90s.
She's 12. You haven't even seen it. Shut your mouth down there.
And I probably won't. I probably won't see that one.
I'm done already. I quit.
Oh.
I quit. I'm tired of this.
That's sad. It didn't take you long, Bonnie. You got him.
Yeah. Yes. See, is that a record? I think that's a record. I think I should get an award for that one.
I think you should take the belt for that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think I win.
Seems like a legit thing.
You can take the belt from my cold dead hands. Okay?
Bring it.
In all reality, I saw Jared open his drink, and then I was like, "Dang it! Now I want something cold." So I had to go. I had to go to the mini fridge. So
a Kentucky drink that I found a long time ago.
Nice. Is that
I
root
did
beer?
not do Sonic today. I
didn't either.
I'm sorry, Sonic. Speaking of, since we're already, let's talk about
let us down.
Let's talk about Sonic.
I did want to show you guys something I got while I was in Virginia. It's not on the list, but how cool is this?
Hold on, let me get you.
That's cool. So is it a modern? Cool. Is it a modern WandaVision?
No, it's got it's little it's little stories from different comics,
Okay.
like all together as one. So like this one's got Spider-Man and Vision and Scarlet Witch in it. So I can't remember which issue it was. And then it's got this one,
Okay, so
the Giant Size Avengers. So it's just
That's
like
cool.
different
while
adventures. I
we're
was
while
like,
you're
that's
on
cool.
that, okay, so we can grade comics,
Mhm.
but that is a reprint of just a stack
Right.
of stuff. Can it
Right.
still be done the same way?
I don't
Because
think
that's
so.
different people. Because it doesn't really
And-
seem like
No, they don't grade. Are you talking about can they grade those books?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, those books don't have any real value. Because like
other than
if you
want to watch it or want to have them,
right, like yeah, so
Right.
like for people like me, like for people like me that don't want to go out and like own a number one of a comic, but they really love a series, like
Mhm.
I can go buy the trade backs and I can get
Yeah.
what, like anywhere between 1 and 6 ish, or probably 4 and 6 issues, sometimes 8 depending on the size of it.
Right.
And then you can own like a series, like I've got a few series over here that we can't see off camera, and it's like some of my favorite comic book series ever, but like I don't have space for 150 comics. Well, it's a lot easier to buy like 10 books.
the book,
Right.
That
Right.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
So-
in the House of M is 64 comic issues. Well, the book that I had, like they made it into a graphic
Yes,
novel.
like
And
the
it's just all of
omnibus.
them together. Yep.
Yeah. So like take The Walking Dead. So The Walking Dead is hundreds of episodes now.
Mhm.
And so there's 2 different versions of books. You can go and you can buy the individual trade backs, and they have like, I want to say it's 4 to 6 episodes, and then they have omnibuses, which is like 20 comic books, and they're in bigger books. And so like
Yep.
like at one point I had like 1 through 23 of The Walking Dead, and it just took up such a huge space on my shelf that I ended up getting rid of them. And then eventually I'll probably buy the omnibuses, and I think there's 4. So it's just a trade-off, but they don't have any value in my opinion, other than the
Yeah.
cost of the book.
I saw the Walking Dead sets of comics,
Yes.
like you're talking about the little books,
Yes.
and it was like, it's hard to
Yeah.
show that. Space,
Now-
And, like-
but it was huge. It was like,
Yeah,
I mean, it takes up like a whole shelf, especially, and think like Bonnie with all the Marvel stuff she's into. Like some of these series are thousands of issues, so like there's no way
Yeah.
you could collect all those issues
Exactly.
feasibly.
Well, I mean-
go ahead.
No, I was
Good.
just gonna say when you start getting into that kind of stuff, you're looking at more of the eras, like the Golden Age, the Silver Age,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So it's specific to, like, I'm doing the X-Men '90s series, so there's like 200 and something of those. That's a lot of
Which
comics.
is a little more feasible, and even then, like tracking all those down, like,
It's hard.
and then if she goes for like variant covers and stuff like that, like some of that stuff can get expensive.
And so the
It can.
X-Men comics that I'm collecting right now, the first issue had 4 different covers, and then they had one of the whole, because it's 4 different pictures for the front. It's all the same inside the comic book,
Right.
and then they had one that was all 4 of those pictures together that you could like spread out and
That's
make
cool.
and it's like a poster. So
That's cool.
I've got the poster, and then I just found one of the other ones. Now I'm looking for one more. So that's hard to find is
Right.
those.
And see, I'm a sucker for the graded comics. Like, I love the look. And now, obviously, look, people that don't understand what graded comics are, you send your comic off, they
Yep.
seal it in this plastic case,
Forever. No.
and it's so it's sealed, and then they put a physical grade on it. And at the top, I think it's who does, is it CGC that does comics?
Ooh, that I'm not sure.
I don't remember the
I don't
name.
grade my
You
comics.
can actually have people come in and grade the
Mhm.
comics too, though.
Yes.
It's still legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Like,
they'll seal
A
it
lot
in
of conferences do that.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and I love the look of them. Like, I
Yeah.
love the sealed comics, but then it's so hard to display them because they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a comic book plus a giant plastic case, and like, but I love the look of it. We went to the Comic Con last year, our local one, and I tried to buy Star Wars #1. He had a graded one, and we went back and forth for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. And
Yes.
we couldn't agree, which was heartbreaking. But he wanted a premium just because he had graded it, and I'm just like it was only like a 6.8, so it wasn't like we were doing anything
Yeah.
net. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just
and
love
my
the look of
thing
graded
is-
comics.
With graded comics, they degrade after a period of time too. The grading isn't forever. I think it's like only good for so many years.
I mean, yeah.
Is
Might
it?
be
I
like
hadn't heard
10 or
that.
20 years. Yeah.
Sunlight, light.
Well,
all
I
those
mean,
Because then you
things.
would have to then
Yeah.
have it broke, have it regraded, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I buy the comics to read.
Yes, like, I mean, I read, like, when I was younger, yeah, all my comics I read, but like now as a collector, like, I mean, look behind me. I don't like to open stuff. Like, very few things will I open, and I don't keep them sealed for value. I keep them sealed because I like having things like unopened. I like it. I like it being new, and I don't play with my toys. Obviously,
That is
like,
so weird. Like,
That's
what
where I
the
look
crap?
back and I go, I had the whole series of Death of Superman. So I had the whole series, and then I had all the offshoots from the Man of Steel,
Yeah.
Superboy, whatever the weird
Superboy.
alien one that was fake, robot, whatever he was. So yeah, I had that whole set, and I mean, I read the crap out of them, and they were just like, torn up for me reading them.
my dad
So,
won.
I mean-
My dad won the Death of Superman from Super Bear Supermarket in Alaska, where we lived, and so he came home one day and he's like, "Here, I won the Death of Superman." I read that comic
So
book
crazy.
1,000 times.
That was the best set of comics for Superman that I have
So
ever read.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Now the '90s Superboy was the worst, like the
The,
worst.
The one that looked kind of like he was a runner or something. You talking about that one?
I don't remember. Didn't he have a leather jacket or something?
I didn't read it, so I couldn't tell
I
you
don't
He
know.
had a
anything.
leather jacket, but
It was
then he had
brutal.
It was like running pants that were really tight.
Yes, dude, it was
Yeah.
so bad. It was so bad. Like there was nothing
still-
cool
I
about the
loved all
'90s
of
Super.
it.
Yeah,
You guys don't hear anything in the background, do you? I just hear my kid
No,
yelling.
hear
He's
anything.
playing his game, and so it's like can't go in there and yell at him because I'm on my podcast.
oh, you
But
just
dang,
mute
you're
it.
being
You
loud.
Just mute it and go in there and set him in
it
line.
would be so much funnier if you're yelling right now. Get your
Yeah,
crap. That
Yep.
kind of thing.
like
Yeah.
bro, it's not that serious. Oh, but it is.
It's always that serious.
I know.
What's your boy
They're-
play?
they're-
I think he's playing Valorant right now. He did say that. So we went to Virginia, and my cousin's fiance, he's a really big Halo gamer. Like he plays competitively Halo 5 right now. So of course, the big thing is Halo Infinite coming out.
Right.
So he got him back into playing Halo.
She didn't
So
get to hear it.
what?
She missed
The
our
way
intro.
we started the podcast.
Oh, did you do the Halo stuff?
Of course we did.
You missed it. Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Well, he used to play Halo. Like that was his game to play back in the day, and he started playing it again. So I was really excited. So I'm really hoping the Halo Infinite gets him on the wanting to play competitively for Halo.
That would be
Hopefully
cool.
it's good. I'm hoping it's good.
It's got a lot of hype around it, so I'm like, which
That's
I'm for
what's-
the
That's what's usually
storyline.
bad. If there's so much hype, we're gonna be let down. I think.
Well, here's what's
I
important.
think we're overhyping it.
No,
Here's what's important is they've made multiplayer free to play. So
yes,
which
that
is a
I like.
massive,
That's a big
massive
deal.
move by
That is
Microsoft because this
huge.
opens up the whole. Because like look at all the major competitive games right now: Fortnite, Valorant. What's the Apex Legends? I
Yeah,
think they're all free to play. So like
Yeah, they
free to
are.
play multiplayer is the way to go now. And obviously they're going to make money on
Warzone.
battle passes and they're going to make money on microtransactions and skins and whatnot.
right.
So Microsoft's going to make bank. But if you want to draw like just the massive audience, you make it free to play. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, the Halo nuts like me and Bonnie, we're still going to buy it for the collectors or for the
Campaign.
The actual
Campaign.
Campaign. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and
Same.
obviously, I'm buying it for the collector's edition. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen what it
I
is,
just can't
but
lay. I can't lay
ready to
out
go.
300 for collector's edition.
it's totally worth
gotta-
it as long as
better-
it's like.
It better be like super awesome. Like
I mean,
I don't know,
dude, I just recently the helmet behind Bonnie, the Halo 3 collector's edition. I never got it because again, like, but back then we didn't have money for me to go out and buy collector's editions.
Yeah.
So I found one on eBay. Was it a year ago? I think it was a year ago. I found one on eBay, still not sealed because those are really expensive. But I found one that had everything in it, and like I got to unbox it and all that. And,
Yes.
dude, it was just like when we were first married and Halo 3 came out.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's how you remember like when you were first married as Halo 3 came out?
Well, so how I remember, not. I mean, we were married before Halo 3. We were married, at the height of Halo 1. So like I had a
Oh,
group
okay.
I had a group of guys. I've been married forever. I had a group
Yeah,
of guys that
sounds
we
like
hung
it.
out with, and they played Halo 1. I had never played it. And me and my wife had just moved out of an apartment, and we got our first house. It was for our 1-year anniversary. We got a first house, so we were renting a house. And my buddies were like, "Dude, we should play Halo." And I'm like, "I don't know about Halo." And they're like, "Okay, we'll bring over the Xbox." So they brought over their Xbox, and we all played
Big
Halo.
ol'
Yes,
old
the huge
brick.
one. So we did it that night, and then after that, I was like, "Babe, we gotta figure this out," because I was hooked.
everything.
I was like,
Just
we got to
everything.
figure this out. So we got internet, we got internet at that house, and we went out and we bought Halo and we bought an Xbox, and they would come over and they would bring their TV, and we would run landlines
System
throughout
link
the
'em.
house.
Yep.
Yes, and we would play Halo, and so like when I obviously I was hooked, so I was excited. I pre-ordered mine from EB Games in the mall. I'll be quick, and so like I made my wife.
Gonna be quick.
I made my wife.
This might be the whole podcast.
No, I'll be quick.
It's okay. I'm all about reminiscing
Like
about Halo.
legitimately, we went to the mall at midnight and we stood in this massive line, like halfway down our local mall, and like newlyweds, and we're just in this line for video games. And my wife does not care, but like we didn't have kids, and I mean I can still remember we get to the line and I see all the guys leaving with the Steelbook collector's editions, and like I was like, oh no, I just pre-ordered the regular. And so I'm like, babe, can I upgrade it? And she's like, she's like, do you really need to? And I'm like, yes, I really need to. So we got up to the counter and I'm like, dude, do you have any collector's editions left? And he's like, I can probably get you one. So, I paid the $10 extra for the Steelbook, but dude, those were the days. Like
Those exactly.
Those were the days.
Exactly.
So for Halo 2, the exact same thing happened to me at Walmart, but nobody thought to go to Walmart for their game. So there was only like 5 of us. And so I had just pre-ordered the original without the box, and the guy was like, "Hey, we've got a ton of these metal ones. Do you want one?" And I was like, "Yeah, give it to me."
Dude,
Yeah, right now.
all of our local town was in the mall that night.
I didn't have to pay extra.
Really?
Lucky.
I got it. He
So-
just handed it to me as my copy.
That's wild. Yeah, no, it was $10 more back then. Like, it was $10 for the collector's
Well,
edition.
Yeah.
It's a nice case that like clips together with the magnet
yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's a awesome case.
I don't think I still have it. I have the Halo 3 collector's the Steelbook, but I don't have the Halo 2 one.
I don't think I could get to it fast enough, but I do have it still.
I'm so
That's
I'm
awesome.
so jealous.
I still have the original
See,
Halo.
I didn't have
I've got my
like
Xbox
back
and
then. I
everything. I
didn't
can
have
go
the
play right now if I
special
wanted
edition
to.
stuff. I was a pretty poor girl. I think
Yes.
I got my Halo system. I got it for free.
Oh,
Like that. That's how lucky I was. And then I got
the
Halo
green-
1 and Halo 2.
Green
Yeah.
117 360?
Yeah.
Is that what
so,
you're talking?
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like nothing better. And that's like, as I get older and like, I guess it's our generation. As our generation gets older and we can afford this stuff, like
We have
Like-
adult money, but we're still children.
100%. Just look around me. This is my
Yes.
mecca. So
Yes.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I went on a spree where like I went back and I tried to buy the collector's editions that I always wanted. Because, like I used to have subscriptions to every video game magazine. And so I would see these collector's editions and I would just be like,
Same.
what am I doing with my life? So now like I've gone on eBay and I bought,
Like I was
bought the
was
Halo
buying
3
like
one.
PC Gamer and
Yes.
all those things. I had
All of those.
stacks. I had stacks, hoping for like the discs to have good stuff on them for the demos. And
that
stuff.
came with the
Yeah.
demos and all
Yeah.
that. I remember one of the first demo discs I got had Final Fantasy VII on it from OPM, Official
Oh.
PlayStation Magazine.
No
and
way.
And I booted it up and I hated it. I had never played an RPG. And so,
Oh.
you see the FMV. So I was like, oh, that's neat. And then like
Yeah.
we get to where you play that little part where he gets off the train and you're like, I'm like trying to figure out how to fight. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever played. So I pulled out the demo disc and then a couple of years later I moved back and my buddy's like, you got to try this game called Final Fantasy VII. And I'm like, no, that doesn't sound very good. He's like, no, trust me. And then obviously like I named my daughter Eris. So
So you
I
want
mean,
to slap
it stuck.
yourself now
Yes.
for
yeah, but I'll never forget putting in the demo disc because I was like, this is a cool game. And they were all hype about it. And I was like, no, this isn't for me until I played it.
That's funny because I did the exact same thing and I have never touched it again. You even gave me that copy, and it's just sat there because
That hurts my heart.
Yeah.
That hurts my heart.
I am this close to wanting to get a PlayStation just to play the remake
that.
of Final Fantasy VII. Because I remember when that came out, and oh my gosh, it was the
I have an
best.
original PS1 somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I have a Final Fantasy VII original copy. If I do, I
I
will lend them
used
to
to.
you.
I don't think I do anymore. I think.
I have one game for the original PlayStation, and it was Phantom Menace.
Oh,
I didn't play
Then-
that.
the release of that movie.
It was-
The
it was
release
the
of that
only-
movie.
yeah.
Just oh my
It was really
god.
good. It was a
I
good
remember I remember this was AOL. Like I'm really going to date myself here.
Yeah.
We had AOL. So we lived in Alaska,
Dial-up.
and like I heard that the trailer's out, and all these people were going to the theaters to see the trailer. We didn't have go to the theater to watch a trailer money. So like I remember the AOL. I got on there, and it was like Star Wars Phantom Menace right there on the AOL homepage. Like see the trailer. So I clicked it, and this was back when like 56K was was your modem speed, and so like it took like an hour for the trailer to load, but like it would freeze in certain spots. Like it would load and freeze, and so like one of the spots it froze on was the pod racer where you see the front. No, you see the front with a little with a little thing in the middle, and I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. I watched that trailer 1,000 times, like no joke, on AOL.
Used up all your internet.
Oh, dude, like that's
for that
all I did
trailer
for that month.
That's all I did. We moved to Oklahoma the week that the Phantom Menace came out, and so like I moved down, and my parents drove. I didn't want to drive. I flew because I had a job, so I bought a plane ticket. I flew down, and I made my cousin took me to the mall, and I got midnight tickets for the Phantom Menace. And I bought the book, and of course I bought the Natalie Portman cover of the book because they put all the characters out on the. So
of course,
I was a Natalie Portman fan from the moment I saw the trailer. So. Don't be jealous, Bonnie.
You were.
Still am.
I am so jealous right now of her bad acting.
Bonnie's favorite movie is going to be Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh God,
it's her favorite Marvel movie already.
Just like I said, I loved her in V for Vendetta. She did really good in that one. I think I even watched her. She was in Black Swan, right? She was good in that too.
Yeah, she won. Did she win an Oscar for Black Swan?
But Star Wars, she was like. Her acting was awful, and then
all of their acting was terrible.
And the second Thor, it was awful. I'm like, how did you pull that out from Black Swan? And I mean, even
it's the writing.
What is it? Where the Heart Is? They're god awful Oklahoma accents, but she still did well in it. I was like, what's changed?
The writing for the prequels was not great. I'm a prequel fan, but it's not like George Lucas gave them a thrilling script. Like if you go back and look at the dialogue in those movies, like it's not award winning. Okay, like no one really was like, man, let's.
Ewan McGregor stole everything. Like
that's Ewan McGregor.
He made it work.
But even if you look at Ewan McGregor's acting, like, come on. I mean,
he did well with it though. He made it good.
And Natalie Portman was what, 19 back then?
Even Hayden Christensen's acting was better.
No, Hayden Christensen was rough.
Oh, just went there.
His was just as rough as hers. Just as rough as hers.
I don't know.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. Like, come on, stop it. You can hate on Natalie Portman, that's fine. But
you're breaking my heart.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And then die.
That whole scene was frustrating.
I mean, she did good for the fact that that's what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, she did her job.
Yes, she still could have done better.
Look, the whole thing, like there's parts of those movies that drive me nuts, but as a whole, I love them.
Yeah,
I love them.
Sorry, I got kids right here through the door. I really miss Phil because he would wrangle. I have teenagers too. We're not talking little kids.
You just gotta tell those teenagers to leave you alone.
Get out of here.
You tell them that, and then they're like, "Oh, Mom, I got to tell you this story about this thing that happened like 3 weeks ago."
After the podcast.
It's like, bro, I don't even care. It's 3 weeks ago.
You need to get you one of those those little guns that shoot those like BBs, those pellets, and just keep it right there beside you. And when they walk in during the pod, you just pop them.
Little pellet guns.
Yes, the little pellet ones that hurt.
Yeah, I'm on my podcast. Shut up, go away.
Yeah, and then just pop them. Get you one of those salt guns. I hear those things.
That sounds those things. Child abuse. I don't know.
They're teenage. They're bigger than I am.
We don't
at this point, no.
Everybody out there, we don't condone.
It's not child abuse when they're the age where you can tell them to leave the room and they can take care of themselves.
Well, and they're bigger than you, and you're like
self-defense.
Yeah, it's me. It's
self-defense. So.
I'm old.
I am. I feel so old. Okay, I guess we can go to actually what we're supposed to be talking about tonight.
I just went off on a 20-minute tangent. I'm sorry.
I like it.
So everybody out there, we are the Marauders because we never got to the.
Oh my God!
Oh crap! We
went off on a tangent. We are here every Thursday at 7:30. That's okay. We still love you guys. and hopefully you still love us.
Hopefully, you still love us. That's the important thing.
I think so. That was good conversation.
And we talked. Let's talk about Sonic for just a second. So, you got your Sonic.
Bonnie's repping Sonic. I'm repping Crush.
I had several Sonics yesterday. I didn't.
You
have
can
one
get a
today.
Crush at your local Sonic.
You can.
You can.
So where we live, we are all Oklahoma, so we get to do like some of the new stuff because everything originates in Oklahoma for Sonic. So at our specific location, I saw on the little thing, we have different like Master Blast things, banana pudding blast.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Do they put vanilla wafers in it?
Nope.
Yes. I just saw it yesterday. I'm gonna try that. That's the
Yeah.
next one.
Banana is the worst thing that God put on this earth.
Listen,
See you later.
listen. Oh my gosh. How are you guys friends?
Opposites attract. That's the
Is that
problem.
what
Two
it is?
two thumbs down for anything banana.
I'm gonna leave you on the bottom by yourself.
Yeah, I think you should.
That's fine. That's totally
What the-
fine.
Seriously?
As much as you dislike Padme, I dislike bananas more.
Okay, that's fair. That's a lot.
Okay,
That's
I'm
quite a
more
bit.
It's a fruit. So first off, you lost me at fruit, but bananas are just worthless. They taste terrible. I'm out. Now you give me a
They're
Nilla
not
wafer.
worthless. They
You
have
give me a Nilla wafer.
they
good
have a
source
lot
of
of carbs in
potassium.
them, which is really good for like energy consumption
Do
if you're
I-
a carb user.
Do I
And
look
they
like I eat
have
healthy?
a ton of potassium, which is what your body needs to
body's
work.
fine.
For your muscles,
My
your
body's
muscles
fine.
won't cramp as much.
Have you ever heard of the sodium potassium pump, which is in your body? That's why you need bananas.
I don't eat bananas. I've gone how many ever years I am old now without
you
bananas.
went like mom on that one.
I
did.
did.
You keep your bananas.
You know what's good for you.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
I hate your face, man. I hate your face.
Anyway,
Anywho,
so I'm gonna try this banana pudding Master Blast.
I
It's
think I
terrible.
will
That is gonna
too.
It's
gonna be
Be
terrible.
terrible. I think
This is a
it's
swing.
gonna be
This is a
awesome.
swing and a miss from Sonic. I love our sponsor, but you start putting bananas and stuff, and it's like, okay, here, banana Laffy Taffy, the single worst thing ever put in the bag.
That's actually good.
I
Horrible.
like that.
Horrible.
Yeah, I love bananas.
I go through the
Yeah.
bag, I pick out all the other colors, I
anything
throw away the
banana
bananas.
flavored. I'm there for. So
No,
Bananas
You're-
are good.
you're just out. It's,
I'm
Yeah,
out.
you're
That's fine. That's fine.
You're done.
Bananas suck.
You're not in the cool kid club anymore.
Bananas suck.
anyways, be sure to use the app. Happy hour for drinks
Yes,
and sessions all the time.
that's my
what
favorite.
that's how I always do it.
I got a
So
fly
What
in
was
here.
that?
There's a fly in here.
That was like a dance. It was
Yes.
like,
I thought she was showing us how excited she was for the bananas. So she's really into bananas over there.
Very, very.
it was almost like a snap, snap, snap kind of thing.
That's right. Hmm.
She's no Mr. Miyagi, though. I was just waiting
No,
to just snatch
no,
it out of the air.
Oh yeah, the wax on, wax off. Yeah, no.
That is, he catches the fly with the
With the
chopsticks.
Beginner's luck.
So good,
That's what it is.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking
Okay.
about today?
So since we were talking about Halo, we might as well just go on with the Halo Infinite Flights.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not sure what
which-
y'all are talking about. Was this something y'all put in our group and I didn't read it?
This is actually Shane, I'll let you. Dexter,
Okay.
I'll let you handle that.
So
talk about
it's Dexter, obviously in honor of the stuff we got about Dexter this week.
Are we
But
talking
anyway,
about the show
yes.
Dexter though? Just really quick.
yeah,
okay,
what other Dexter?
alright.
Like unless it's Dexter's Laboratory, that's a great.
That's what I
cartoon.
was thinking.
That is a good one.
Could it
That
be
is a
that?
quality
Show.
cartoon. Dee
Still a
Dee,
TV show.
so
Okay.
good. But
Okay,
yeah,
go
so
ahead.
so I forget. I think right now it's the technical. I don't think it's an alpha, but basically it's a beta. It's an alpha or a beta for for Halo. And you had to go online. They've been telling us for months now to go online and to register. They started drawing people this week, and they announced. I think it starts today and runs through the first. But it's the first preview that people are going to get to actually play the Halo multiplayer. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's what my cousin's fiance is doing. Is that right? I didn't know that's what
Yes.
it was called.
They're-
Yeah, so
they're
it's.
called-
I don't
they're
think
called
you're. I think
Halo-
you're playing against bots.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
the
I think
reason
the.
they're called flights because it's like you've got your ticket to go into this, and they're going to do several. So there's going to be
Yes.
more than one that happens.
Yeah. So this is the
Gotcha.
first. This
If
is
you
the
wanna
very
get
first
in.
wave of people
Yeah.
that have gotten drawn in.
I need
and
to
it-
go sign up.
Yeah, so I don't know if you. I think this wave is over, but there will be multiple waves. This
Right.
wave, I believe, is a bot, so it's basically just like an introduction. They're introducing you to the controls and the gameplay, and my guess is this is their first stress test for the servers.
Gotcha.
So they don't want to start having you. They don't want to start the the platform or anything like that. They're just bringing people in, and this is the good way for them to find bugs. I also believe this is why we have not gotten a release date. I firmly believe that the reason we don't have a release date is they want to see how these betas go.
Yeah.
Because if the multiplayer comes out and there's a lot of issues, I think they're going to push it. But if it comes out and it goes smooth and it's well received, then I think we'll get a release date building on this. Because we've seen two major leaks. I forget which Xbox it was, but there's different divisions. So you have like Xbox Canada, Xbox UK, Xbox Brazil. Every country's got their own Xbox.
Right.
And two accounts recently, they just started a new promotion for Dunkin' Donuts, and it's got their donuts with like Master Chief on them. And I don't know where it starts. I don't know where it's at, but one of the Xbox accounts put that out, and they said, why wait until November? So obviously all the Halo fans jumped on that because we still don't have a release date.
Right.
And they're like, what do you mean, why wait till November? Is that the release date? And then I want to say it was Xbox
It's a
Brazil.
donut release date.
Right.
Sorry,
no,
I'm going to see if I can find this.
Yes, like look it up. And then I think it was Xbox Brazil put out a tweet that instantly got deleted that said, I believe it was November 9th. It was the exact same date as Forza 5, which I don't believe is true because I don't think they would put two major launches on the same day. But it looks like right now it's tentatively scheduled for November. So I think if these flights and these betas go well, I think I think they'll be like, hey, here's the release date, here's the collector's edition. Like I really think the reason they're holding back is that if they get the backlash they got when we saw the trailer last year, then they're going to delay it. They're going to push it back.
Right.
They need this to be right.
I agree with that.
They're not. I don't think they're working on campaign anymore. I think
campaign is done.
Yeah, they went through
I would
and
imagine.
they fixed all the graphics on that already. So we're just down to what's going with it. So the multiplayer side of it. And once that's done, I think they'll be ready to release.
Yeah, and they could be bug hunting. Like, they could. I'm sure they're still polishing, but I guarantee you right now everything is being put into multiplayer. With the multiplayer being free, obviously they're going to get a massive influx of people. So the servers are going to be hammered. You're going to be able to play it on Xbox and PC. So you're going to have tons of people playing on PC. I'm with you. I think campaign is done. I think campaign is completely done. I just think right now it's all about making sure multiplayer is as perfect as they can get it before they launch it. Because if it's wrong, I mean, it's bad for Halo. It's bad for Halo. Now you can recover, but they already delayed it a year. I mean, it needs to be done well.
Right.
So
and I feel like there's a lot riding on this for
there's a lot.
We were talking about it being like the big resurgence for Halo.
Yes.
If Halo Infinite, if they do it right, it's going to be the resurrection. I think.
I mean, I feel the same way.
We've been waiting for.
Halo 4 was well received. Halo 5 was not.
It's been going down.
No. Yeah, and that's the thing. Since Halo 3,
since 3, it has not been going up. It's been going down.
No, I'm not saying 4 was anywhere near 3's level, but 4 was a good story and 4 was a decent game. Like 4 was decent. For 343, they just took over the franchise. Like it was a good start. And I feel like 5 was a massive misstep. Just in almost every aspect. 5 did not
huge
misstep. I hated the story. I mean, I play Halo. I do the multiplayer. I used to play multiplayer all the time. But I mainly buy Halo for the campaigns. I'm a campaign guy. I love them.
Yeah.
And the story, like I've read all the books. I've immersed myself in all the Halo lore, all the side stuff. I love it. And Halo 5 was a massive letdown for me. I didn't like the story. I didn't like where they went with it. I mean, I've got the collector's edition right there, and it's got you see Master Chief and Locke. Like,
little,
I mean,
stand thing with them.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need another Master Chief.
I hated the other characters. That was what I didn't like about it.
Yes. Well, they tried to push it, like Locke was hunting Master Chief because Master Chief was like a fugitive.
Right.
And Locke is this guy here, beside Master Chief. And it was just poorly done. And then they made Cortana the bad guy, and like. I'm sorry, but Cortana is... You don't mess with Cortana. Like,
no, well, her and John, let's just call him John. Her and John's relationship, we're not messing with that.
No, you don't touch that. Like, there's a bond there. There's
a
bond there that can't... You don't screw with that.
And it's like, he does well with her. He's a good guy with her. She's a good girl with him. Like... Yes. I know she's AI and she lives in his head, but that's what everybody loves about the campaign is how they do these things together.
Right. Yeah.
Look, I mean, Cortana was the very first AI they put in the Master Chiefs, the modular suits when they, I don't know how to say that word, monolayer.
Modular.
It's like Monjiler. I don't know. Anyway,
I know what
the
you're talking
suits.
about.
Yes, the suits that they wear. Like
It's
Right.
he was the
actually a
first.
D.
He was the
There's
first
no
one.
J in it.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's
There's no J in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
obviously,
MOD. Yeah.
I suck at spelling.
It's
Um,
modular.
Modular.
Yes.
Modular.
Yeah,
Oklahomans put a J in it, but there's
Yeah,
no
exactly.
we do.
I just work
We
extra
put a-
letters in
We
there.
put a lot of extra letters and stuff that don't.
Yeah, we do.
It's why I have a
or
phone
we
to
just
spell
take
for me.
out some too.
Yeah.
Just like
But I mean-
whatever.
Cortana,
Okay, so on that,
Cortana
there
and
was
Chief, man, they better fix it.
Well, and my thing is too, I didn't really like the way she looked in 5, because that was one thing I really loved about Halo 1 going to Halo 2 is seeing what Cortana looked like. Then Halo 3 seeing what Cortana looked like. And then after that I was like, well, I'm not liking these Cortana.
I like the evolution. I like that she has an evolution because like it feels like she has a personality. I just don't like.
I just don't like the way she looked now.
Yeah, we didn't need to.
I think if they had left her like she was and just like updated because of graphics,
Yes.
that
Right.
would have been okay.
Yes.
That's
But
what
like,
yeah.
it didn't
Or you
make
could-
sense that she looked different each time because she's an
But
AI.
same voice.
She pretty much
Well,
stays the
as her
same.
personality changes, I think she was changing herself, and I think that's what they were trying to portray. But again, like, she got skimpier and like sex. You don't need the AI to get sexier. Like, it's Cortana. Like, you give us Cortana, we're happy with Cortana. And then I
Right.
think that was their way of like, because obviously you're going against what Bungie did, and so anytime you put out a Halo game, it's going to be compared to, depending on who you talk
Yes.
to, 2 or 3, which is, different people have their favorites, but you're getting compared to that. So obviously 343's got to put their own take on it, and they want to be like, they got to be edgier and stuff like that. I recently read something from one of the developers who's left Bungie, and they were talking about how they before they built Reach, after they did 3, before they built Reach, they were talking about where they were going to go. So they were pitching ideas for Halo 4, and it's a really interesting article. You guys can go out there and find it. But like, he just dove into like, basically they were going to do some of the same things that 343 did. They were going to go like with the Forerunners and stuff like that. They were going to introduce new aliens. They were going to leave the Forerunners more as a mystery and not like give all their backstory that 343 did. But it was really interesting to see how 343 did take some of the ideas, or went down some of the same paths that Bungie would have gone down. But I don't know. I mean, I think 343 has done a decent job up until 5, and 5 was just a massive misstep. So I have tons of hope for 6.
It was a huge misstep.
Huge misstep.
It was not the way to go. But I mean, back to what you're saying. Like, I liked the whole like stuff about the Forerunners and that kind of stuff. It was just the certain. I mean, you have people that stick with the story of, like we were saying with Master Chief and Cortana. Like, they're kind of the core story, and all the other stuff is just what's going on outside of them. But at the end of the day, that's really what people who are playing the campaign are looking for, is how is that progressing.
Exactly.
And so I'm cool with like some of these side stories and stuff like that. I wasn't a fan in Halo 4 though of the can't remember the guy's name. It was the guy at the end.
The bad guy, the Didact.
Yeah, like
The Didact.
I was like,
So
this
if
is
you
kind of
read the-
boring.
if you read the books, like
Yeah.
if you read the books, you get like the Didact's backstory and stuff, and like there's a lot of lore built into the books that you can't really cram into a game. But there is a disconnect because you go from never having seen the Forerunners to Halo 4, all of a sudden you're battling them, right? Or not? It is the Forerunners you're battling, right?
Well, it's they were
It's-
like their own, like it was a different species almost.
Yeah, there's the Forerunners, and then there's another, because the Forerunners. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they called? Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. I literally just listened to one of the books. I should know this, but the whoever the old race, the original race created
Yeah.
the humans and the other. I want to say the Forerunners, and then
No, they
Yeah.
created the Covenant, right?
no, I think the Forerunners created the Covenant.
Forerunners created the Covenant because that
Forerunners-
was like
And the
little
humans?
robot things.
Is that what you're saying? Is that because didn't you say the Forerunners created the humans?
I know the Forerunners created the humans, and I want to say they created the other branch. There was two branches, and then obviously when the Forerunners finally got overwhelmed by the flood, and they used the Halo rings that eliminate all the life in the galaxy.
Right.
And that's when they had reseeded it, and that's when humans became the dominant species. And then obviously their technology was well. I guess we weren't the dominant species. That's when the humans like thrived. But
Right.
you had the Covenant. That's when they arose and they started finding the tech, but they didn't fully understand the tech. The stories of Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And they wanted to fire the rings, which would have wiped out the
Destroyed
galaxy again.
everybody.
But you had the didact, you had the librarian. The librarian was the one who was trying to catalog all the species, and she was putting them on the arcs, basically so they could reseed the galaxy after they wiped out the flood. And that's what the Halo rings were originally for. Is they were supposed to be for like research.
Precursors were the other ones.
Right.
Precursors, yes, precursors.
Yeah.
So precursors were the original, right?
Yes, they were the originals.
So the precursors are the ones who created. Basically, they created it, and some of I forget which. There's a book series where the precursors, like almost the librarian found like the seeds of the precursors, and she like sent them out on a ship so that like they could go to a different galaxy and essentially reseed. She found like their DNA. So I don't know if they would ever go anywhere with that, but she said it would take like thousands of years. But basically, like she reseeded their population. But I mean, there's some cool lore out there that really goes like deep into the.
I think I want to read these books. I knew
Oh,
that.
they're
I knew
so
there were
good.
books. I hadn't
Here's
read them.
the,
I only just played the
There's
game.
so many books, Bonnie. Like so many books.
This is the
yes.
Yeah, that
so
dude.
It's us. Then it's the Forerunners.
Right. So the
Precursors.
Didac, he was a Forerunner, right?
Yes. Yeah. He was, and so basically they had like, he was put into
Different
that.
Covenant.
Yeah. Here's the Covenant.
This is who the Arbiter was.
Yeah.
This.
Yep. And then who's the guys in
The
the
little
chairs?
grunts. I love the little. Yeah,
The
those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
shamans.
those guys. They're the ones who basically like control the flood, and they're the ones who
Right.
who are trying to fire the Halo rings.
Yeah.
And then all these other guys are just their lackeys.
There's different styles.
I don't remember the Yonets.
this. Yeah, I don't either. It's a fringe.
Covenant
so whatever
fringe.
that is.
How many books are there? That's the
Bonnie.
big flood guy, right?
Shakur,
The
yeah,
one that
he's the guy
blows
made
up.
of. Is he the guy that's made of all the snakes?
This guy? Or
Yeah, what is that guy?
Yonette?
No, yeah, the Shikori.
Well,
Shikoi.
Let's
up.
see. But is he? Oh, he's a part of the Covenant. Okay.
He's like a.
I don't remember him.
I don't either.
It doesn't sound like we've seen them.
Mm-mm.
That's a.
It's
I
cool
do not
looking.
poor
remember
looking rendering.
fighting that.
I don't remember fighting it.
This is
Uh-uh.
what Halo Infinite looked like the first time they showed it to everybody.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That was the power of the Series X, that first trailer. But yeah, Bonnie, I don't know how many books there are. There's
Much
probably
power.
40 or 50 books.
Holy cow.
And there's some books that deal with Master Chief, and then there's some books that deal with like completely different characters. And so like if you go online, I could be exaggerating, but if you go online, you could find a list of like a reading order.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then just
I mean,
Go
that
to your-
stuff's cool, but I'm here for John and
right, and you'll get those books that like you'll find the books that directly relate to John and his story. But it's also really interesting because like there's a series of 3 or 4 that deal with just the librarian and the didact, and that whole thing, like the original creation
will
of
it
the
make
Halo
me
ring
like
in the
4
fall.
better?
It really, because like look, it really like I learned the backstory of librarian, I learned the backstory of the didact, and then I learned like how they fell, like how their species fell and why they fired the Halo rings, like because originally the Halo rings weren't going to be weapons, and like so you see the conflict between that species internally, where like some of them were creating them as weapons and some of them were just using them as the arc, and so like there's all this friction, and then finally you see the flood finally overwhelm them, and they're just falling back
Yeah.
and falling back, and then finally they have no choice, they fire the rings. Like it's really cool because it makes me enjoy the story more because you don't know any of that going in. Here's this guy and here's the librarian and all these species we thought were dead, suddenly they're back. And then Cortana's going crazy and then she splits apart. Like, so yeah, to me, it doesn't make me love the choices they made in 4 or 5, but I really, really like the lore. And honestly, it makes me want to read more about like the pre. It makes me want to read more about those because I really like the characters and the books are really well done. But obviously, I'm a Chief guy, so like the Chief ones, and then there's a Blue Team. There's a Blue Team series, which is cool. Which because they deal with some of the arc, and that really builds directly into 4.
Well, and I like Halsey.
Yeah, she's a
like,
conniving SOB, but I love her character.
Yes.
I love her character, and it's cool too because like the relationship between her and John, because like John was her favorite, of course he was because he's John. Yep. John was her favorite, and she built Cortana off of her mind. So like AIs are basically like what they're mapped off someone's brain, and so Cortana is mapped off her brain. There's a reason she gave John her avatar, her AI. Like I think she has she always had a thing for John. He was definitely the favorite, and then you see the bond between her and Cortana. So like I'm a sucker for Halsey, and like look, Halsey won a war, and yeah, she kidnapped kids and killed a lot of them, turning them into super soldiers.
Sketch stuff.
Like, let's be honest, she's a bit of a war criminal, but I'm here for her. Like,
right?
She built John and Kelly and all those, so like can we really fault her? She saved the entire galaxy.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about her. Like,
I'm a fan.
Sometimes you got to do some. No, I'm just kidding.
And dude, she is like, I love her character because she's just like, dude, she does what she wants to do, and like, consequences be damned. Yeah. Because I'm effing Halsey. I'll do what I want. So.
But look what I just saved.
And they really do, like, especially in the newer games, they treat her like we see her on the big ship, and like she's a prisoner and stuff like that, and they're all like, you're a war criminal. And then you see all these like wannabe Spartans because the new program where they don't even get augmented or anything. These are just like put me in a suit and call me a Spartan. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not. Not even close. No.
But the end was at Halo 5, the end where we see John, like when he comes back in and like he walks through the bay and you see all the Spartans and they're all looking at him like, oh my God, it's freaking Master Chief. And then they start taking off his armor, like, and they're all just like freaking out. Like, yeah. Some of it was really well done, but I don't know. I'm excited for 6. I'm very excited for 6.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's good for sure.
That's online.
And the graphics are amazing.
Yes.
It's gotten better. It's gotten much better from last year. Last year, it looks like we were playing it on a 360. So,
did you do like a test, or is it just what they released?
They released it. They released a short trailer at
E3.
Was it E3?
Yeah. E3 2020.
And it was blasted.
Well, it's literally the reason they delayed the game. They put out the trailer and then just instantly the internet went nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they 3 weeks later they delayed the game. So
yeah,
it was. It was such a bad reaction, which was a smart move on Microsoft's part. Like we're in the middle of a pandemic, things aren't going well. Like, dude, just eat it and delay it a year.
Yeah.
So, but long story short, we still don't have a release date. So
we don't. But I'm excited though because I think my I'm just gonna call him like whatever, my cousin's fiance. I think he's gonna stream it on Twitch, so I'm gonna definitely check out his Twitch and see how it looks.
So is it something they can stream? Did they give him the rights?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look on Twitch real quick and see if there's anyone playing Halo.
I did see some people tweeting about it on the Twitters.
Yeah, I was trying to find the actual reveal that they did.
And they did do it. They did do a live stream. The developers did where they showed this technical preview. They played it for people. There's a bunch of people saying Halo Infinite is here, but I don't see anybody in like the Halo directory.
Are you on Twitch?
Yeah, so I just typed in Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
It looks like there are people playing it right now. We got some people saying waiting for the code. Maybe it hasn't gone live yet.
Possibly.
It looks like it's just a big waiting room right now.
I'm watching a preview, so I don't know yet.
Jared, are you looking it up? Do you know when when it
Yeah.
actually goes live?
It was supposed to be today. It is supposed to be today.
Yeah,
for
it goes
sure.
live today. The 20. I know it was July 29th is when it started.
Interesting. Yeah, it looks like there is people actually playing it right now. So if you want to see
I'm so excited.
if you want to see multiplayer, now I
Let's,
don't think it's a bunch of maps.
We got a few minutes. If you got somebody playing it, drop your thing in.
let me see.
I
This
don't
guy
think
says
that person's playing yet. I think a lot of these people are just waiting.
yeah, I think it's just a big waiting room because everything I see here, they say playing Halo Infinite, but it doesn't look like they're actually playing.
It's
Okay, wait, here. Yeah, so I'm looking at his chat right now. This is just a random Twitch person, and it says someone got in, and then like 70 people came back and said nope.
Okay.
It looks like it's downloading for a lot of people.
I didn't
So it
get
sounds like the
spoiled, but I
server
was
is taking
confirmed to get in.
taking a bloodbath right now. So my guess is if you go on tonight or early in the morning tomorrow, you'll be able to see people play Halo.
Yeah, this
So-
person's doing their controls.
Well, let's go look at the Dexter.
Oh
Yes!
yeah.
Let's do
Yes.
that.
So
and
they're-
we'll finish
they're-
this out.
Bringing Dexter back.
Yes. So they're
we're
finally
bringing
fixing that garbage ending to that show, and that's why they're coming back. They want to fix it. And they got all the original characters.
Same guy. Okay, cool.
Of course it's Michael C. Hall. You can't have Dexter without Michael C.
That's
Hall.
true.
Like,
That dude was
And
awesome.
they're
Dude.
bringing back his sister and everybody.
wait. What?
You didn't know that?
No, what? How? Because literally, and this is look. If this is spoilers for you, then who are you?
I've not finished Dexter.
she-
I stopped
It
at
might
the third
be a
season.
flashback or something, but she's been
Okay.
brought back in for.
Okay, she was very dead.
a show.
Like she's very
Well,
dead.
yeah, I thought so.
Like, she's as dead as they come. Like that
Like
was
her
the
There's
whole.
been
corpse
there's
is
been a lot of
cold.
people dead that.
Like
stay
he
dead.
got on his boat with her corpse, went into the middle of a hurricane, and released her into the ocean. Okay, she's that dead. So-
She's so dead.
Unless the hurricane had magical powers to bring her back to life, she's dead. So, because yeah, he like abandoned his kid and all that, and then he goes off to be like a lumberjack.
lumberjack.
That's the end of the series. He ditches
Okay,
his
So,
kid with
let's
the
watch
serial
this.
killer.
Let's watch this. Okay,
I'm ready.
here we go.
Oh my gosh!
Look at him.
How are you feeling right now? Well, it's been a whirlwind.
That guy's seen some hard days.
I've always
Yes,
had
there's lumberjack.
demons, and so I went away.
What's up, Jimbo?
Hey, Mr. Lindsay.
But sometimes
Of course, he would own
Urge
a,
too strong.
or he would work in a gun and knife shop.
I mean, I don't know how he wouldn't end up going back to killing them. That's the whole point of being
Yeah.
a serial killer.
Yeah.
They just can't help it.
every day I walk through this world, faking it. Knowing if someone knows who I am,
The-
that's
yeah.
it.
They're bringing back Trinity, right?
Oh, see, that's when I stopped watching. It was after that.
I heard they're bringing back Trinity. I could be totally wrong.
But I mean, it looks good. Was that?
This is all about blending in.
Dexter New Blood. That looks cool.
God, man. Now, is this just one season? Do we know, or is this like?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's gonna be hard for me. Like, dude, I love Dexter. Like, Dexter is such a good show, and it's so well written. Like, I'm really excited, but I'm just hoping this is better than the revival of the X-Files, because that was rough.
True.
That was rough. But it sounds like they know they messed up, and it sounds like they're trying to fix it. So,
Well,
I mean, where's his kid? Like, are we gonna see his kid? His
I
his
feel
kid's
like
a
we're
freaking
gonna
adult
s-
now.
I figured we're gonna bring something back with that. I would think.
Like maybe he goes and he helps his kid learn how to like control his dark passenger because clearly his kid's going to be a serial killer. I mean, it's a given. But if they bring, I heard, I have no idea if it's true. This is just completely me like saying a rumor off the internet. I heard they were bringing back Trinity, but I thought he killed Trinity, right?
I thought so.
I thought he
But
killed Trinity. I don't know.
It's been a while since I've seen it though, so
But I'm super
Yeah, it
excited
is.
for Dexter.
John Lithgow, he's coming back. Trinity
So,
Killer.
so they are bringing back Trinity, which is wild to me because I thought he killed Trinity. Because Trinity is the one who killed Rita.
Yeah.
And I was, is that? That's not the right one. What was his sister's name?
Morgan. No, Morgan's his last name. I'm
Morgan's
an
his
idiot.
last name.
I just always see who's the guy from season 1 and 2 that hated him, the cop that always knew he was a serial killer.
yeah.
And so, like, every time he saw me, like, Morgan, like, and he's always like, you're doing shady shit. And sorry, I get excited when I talk about Dexter. Like, every time you
Excited
see
right
him,
now.
it's like, he'd bring in donuts and he'd be like, no, like, your donuts aren't going to get me.
Deborah,
I think I'll
Deborah.
rewatch
Deborah.
it, but I'm only gonna rewatch it to season 3.
You got to, I mean, you want to finish it.
No. I heard it was awful, and I just can't do it. I like the memory I have.
You like it?
Bonnie,
I liked being able to finish it.
I mean, you got to know, like, you want to know how Deborah dies, and like, now look, that last season of
Or
Dexter,
I could just look it up on YouTube.
that last season of Dexter got weird, like when Deborah had a thing for him, and they're like,
Yeah, that's yeah.
That was
like
one that I
that to
wasn't
me
too
was
sure
just like
about.
it was weird because they've always been like brother sister. Now all of a sudden she's like, you're the one, and you're like, time out, like, no, I know you're not related, but this is not some
This is
states
just
that I
too
don't want to
much.
offend on the podcast. Like, no,
You got
not
it.
good.
It's not.
Not good.
It's not.
But it's okay. They figured it out. We'll fix this by killing her. So, yeah,
It's a good one.
well done.
Well done.
So
All right,
and then
we
he-
got so much done today.
we
We
did.
really did.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I kind of went on a tangent. I'm sorry. So
We love Halo.
We just went on a big tangent.
We do
and
love
it's
some
okay.
Halo.
We see
Big
the
old
three of us
tangent.
always go on a Halo tangent.
We
Seems
really
like it's
do.
always what the three of us do.
Yeah.
But
well, it seems
Halo
like
is
when
always
us
good.
three are here, we there's normally Halo news.
Yeah.
So
And there was. It wasn't like we were just skipping around.
yeah, there was a little bit of skipping around though. And can I just say, Bonnie, like your setup, it's looking
Looks
good.
good.
Looks
Yep.
good.
Well, I got my blanket here, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's coming along. I just don't know yet what I want to do with this part here. And my pops keep falling over, and I'm like,
I didn't know if that was that's why you leave them in the box.
no.
That's why you leave them in the box.
Takes up,
Well,
takes up
because
more
then
room
I
that
get
way.
bored while I'm working. I'm like, oh, Master Chief, let's go on a thing.
Have you seen the TikToks where they cut their head open and there's stuff inside all their heads?
Yeah, I've like tried to like fill around, but I guess that's only for the zombie ones.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Because
It's
I've
like-
seen the ones that have brains, and then I saw one guy cut open the It one, and there was a mini It keychain inside of it.
Yeah, I don't think this one has anything in it.
I feel like that's somebody baiting people to go cut open. The,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't own any. If I still had, I do. Maybe I could cut open Rose Tico's head. I'm sorry, Bonnie.
Do
Maybe I-
it.
Maybe next stream.
On
It's in my
stream.
daughter's. It's in my
Do
daughter's
it.
room. It's in my
Do it.
daughter's room because like when Bonnie gave me that,
And
I'm
I
like,
got
this is
that
a
on
gift.
clearance. I was
I
like,
can't
this
light
is
it on
just
fire.
fine.
But it was a gift, so I couldn't light it on fire. So I put it in my daughter's room, so I didn't have to look at it. But maybe next stream we will have a cut open Rose's head and see if there's anything inside.
This is still in the box. No?
Have you seen the NECA stuff?
The what?
The NECA. It's a company that puts out.
Oh, this is
What's going on?
NECA.
Okay, so have you seen their boxes like with Friday the 13th and all that, where
I
they
guess
have
not the
like
boxes.
okay, so next time you go to Target, go to that back
Target.
wall. Okay, so go to that back wall where all the pops are, and you'll see their
Uh-huh.
NECA wall.
Yeah.
And it's. Send them to me. I'll run them through the.
She'll run them through there.
Yes!
Send her some. Let's make this
Yes.
happen.
I shall.
Let's-
I shall.
make this
I will
happen.
send them to you.
Send one of us. Yes, make this happen because I want to know what's in their heads.
Okay.
Like,
That
Got
would
you.
be-
yeah,
I got
Well,
you.
we're gonna debunk this myth right here on the Marauders podcast.
Yes.
So Ace is gonna be like, "What are we doing?" Just like, don't worry about it.
Just go with
don't
it.
worry about it. Just go with it.
Because I know,
But-
like, my daughter was telling me, and I was like, is there one that I want to cut open? But then I was like, it doesn't feel like anything's in there. This is Wednesday, Adam.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll send her Wednesday.
Yeah, see, I'm not cutting any of mine
See,
open
I was
except
there.
maybe Rose Tico. If you send her one,
Send her. We'll send her Rose.
okay, I'll get Rose. I'll see where Rose is. I'll see where Rose is, and we'll go from there. So
That sounds good.
I make no
We'll do that.
promises.
Good times. Okay.
Joey can handle getting it to you. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It'll be good times.
Okay,
Can we,
guys.
and we need the pictures.
Yeah, no, we got to have the X-rays. Like that's the whole point of this. Like we got to show the X-rays on stream, and like, you know,
Yeah.
we probably need video evidence of her running it through the X-ray machine, so people know we aren't showing
Yeah.
imaginary X-rays. Like let's make this a real documentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, people on TikTok are not proving this. They're just showing you, hey, it's opened up.
No, they're cutting their head
No,
open.
they're literally
No,
cutting
they're
their
literally
heads
sawing
off.
their head open, and
in
there's
the
stuff
video.
inside.
But at what point can you just toss something in there, though? I mean, it's video magic.
Look,
I mean, you could.
I've done
I'm
some
not saying
stuff
you
with
couldn't.
videos.
I understand this is 2021, but like I watched a guy take the
We
pop
were-
off the shelf. He laid it down in one cut, in one like there was no like flashes.
Not
He
that
took
you
the
know
saw,
of.
he cut his head off, and then right when he sawed through, he peeled it open. So it's not like it was like he peeled it open and there was a keychain inside. Which, look, I'm skeptical, but I'm not. I'm not cutting any of my pop's
Well,
heads open.
and now we have a way to prove this without destroying
Right
your
there.
pop toys.
Right there, let's do it. I'm 100%
I
serious in this.
I
We
don't
need
know,
to. We need
destroying
this.
Rose doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Right. Does anybody here watch Demon Slayer?
No, I watched the first one, but
I
it
was just
hasn't
gonna
caught
say,
on.
I have little Nezuko's right here.
Is Nezuko the thing that rides on her back?
His back,
His
yes.
back, like in the box.
His little tiny.
So is she a demon or is she a person?
Yeah, she's a demon, but she's a good demon.
She's a demon.
You gotta watch it.
Exercise.
I've seen it on Netflix, and I'm like, this looks interesting, and then I watch
Yes.
it, and I'm like, I don't
No,
know.
it is. Y'all
don't
just don't know anime, so
Well, you
Let's
don't
get-
know. You don't know a lot about anything either, so
100%.
that's true. That's
You
very
know,
true.
you don't like
Okay.
Padme.
We're gonna close it down. Love you
I
guys.
don't like what?
What?
Yeah.
Natalie?
Just leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it there.
Can I just say, is it Annalise? What is her name? Annihilus?
I thought it was
Whichever.
Annalise.
Okay,
Annalise.
Annalise. That probably makes
That's
more sense.
Annalise.
I want to apologize to our viewer that I butchered your name. I dig your profile picture. I like
Annalise. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I dig it. Annalise. That makes more sense.
We love you guys. Love you guys. Thanks.
Yes,
for
we love you
hanging
guys
out.
very, very much.
We are here every Thursday.
I'm gonna
Every
go see
Thursday.
if somebody's
Without
playing
fail.
some
You're welcome.
Halo.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Here,
checking this out.
Yeah, if you
So-
guys find
Yeah.
somebody who's streaming Halo, put it in the group.
Put it in the
Yeah.
group.
Drop
Sure.
it in the chat and we'll share it. I don't
Oh my
mind
gosh,
doing that.
yes. And
Okay.
all right, goodbye.
We'll leave.
Good week.
Anyway, we're gonna leave
Hurry,
on this.
hurry!
We're
Before
gonna
we
leave on
start
this.
talking about something else.
Yes,
We got to go out on
definitely.
this.
We love you guys. Thursdays, 7:30. Love you. Bye.
Help
We are
us.
out.